Hello friends, welcome back. This is Amit from Magnet, and today I'm going to show you this epic walk scene inside Element 3D. So first take a look what we are going to create. Okay, so that's look exciting. So before I start, I have to say that if you are like my videos, please check my YouTube channel and you will find so many free stuff for Element 3D and so many tutorial for Element 3D. And if you like those videos, please do subscribe this channel. So let's do this. So for this we're going to create a new composition first. So go to the composition and create a new composition here, and now we create a solid for element, and then we hit OK. So come over effect and presets, and inside the video copilot you will find element. So now go to the scene setup. So first we create a plane for our ground. So create a plane and scale this to maybe 10,000, and then we apply the texture here. So for this go to the diffuse material setup here, and here is the material, and I also give this material link in the description, so you will get this material from there. And first we drag the diffuse albedo to the diffuse slot here, and then we just copy this material and paste it to the glossiness here, and then we click on the glossiness channel here, and now we select this wet matte gloss here. Just double click on this, and again we go to the reflectivity and select the same material here, and then we go to the normal bump and select this normal bump here. Okay, and now hit OK. Then we go to the plane model here and go to the UV repeat value and increase the repeat value to maybe 40 by 40. Okay, so this look something like this, and if we uncheck this draft texture value here, so you can get a more nice result here. Okay, so now we create the triangle that illuminate. Okay, so for this I'm going to create a cylinder here, and then we change the alignment to bottom and increase the height and decrease the radius like this. Okay, and I drag this cylinder model to a new folder here and select the folder and go to the symmetry option here and check this X symmetry here. Okay, nothing happened, but we select this rotate tool here, and if we rotate this, but first we select the cylinder model here, and then if we rotate this you will see it creates a exact same copy in this direction. Okay, and then we select the move tool here and move it here like this. Okay, and then we duplicate this cylinder model one more time and drag outside from this folder and go to the orientation properties and just reset this, and then select the rotate tool again and rotate it and snap it by hold the shift button here, and then we select the move tool here again and move it here, and again we can also decrease the height little bit. So now we select the folder which contain this cylinder, and also select this cylinder here by hold the shift button here and click and drag to another new folder here. So this folder for this triangle shape here. Okay, so now we put some material here. So go to the presets and go to the physical material, and there is a bright light material here. So just apply it here and also apply it here as well. So but you can see there is not attached here, so just rotate it like this. So now we go to this folder that contains this triangle shape here, and if you move it, you can move it likewise. So now we right click on this and go to the auxiliary animation channel and select the channel number 1 here. Okay, so this looks something like this, and now we create the pillars. So create a box for this and drag this box out from the group and place it to the group number 3. Okay, so and again we change the alignment to bottom here, and then we select this scale tool here and increase the Y scale only, and maybe we decrease the scale and increase the Y scale like this. Okay, and now put some material on this as well. So go to the Pro Shader 2, and I'm going to use the concrete material here, but one of my friends and also my subscriber suggest me if I use some metal material here, it also look nice. So feel free to use the metal material as well, because I also think that it look somehow better. But for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to use the concrete material here, but you can use any material you want. And I'm using this material here, but it looks something stretched out. So select this box and go to the UV mapping here, and first just to increase the Y scale here, not the X scale. So now it look something normal. Okay, so we almost done here for now, so just click OK. So here we are in After Effects. So now we create a new camera. So go to the layer, camera, and 20mm presets is look nice, and now hit OK. So now we select the camera tool here and just change the position like this, and now we set up our scene here. So select the element, and then we go to the group number 1 and go to the auxiliary channel number 1, and this channel holds this triangle shape here. So we select the, if we make a room where you can see it is the channel position Z position, so we just increase this position here like this. Okay, and if you want you can increase the scale little bit. Okay, and then we go to the group number 3 here, and this group holds this pillar shape here. So first we change the replicator shape type from point to 3D grid. Okay, and we decrease the Y grid here, and we change the X grid to number 2, and we increase the Z grid shape as much you want. And now we go over here, which is the scale shape. We increase the X scale shape like this, and also we increase the Z scale shape like this. Okay, so this looks something like this. Okay, and then we go to the particle look here, and we decrease the size little bit and increase the particle size randomness. Okay, and then we go to the particle rotation here and go to the X rotation here. If we rotate this, you can see. Okay, and then we also increase the Y position. like this. Okay, so this look something like this, and if you want, you can increase the number of the pillars, or if you want, you can decrease the number of the pillar. This all depends on you. And this look amazing. So now we do the background, and for this I'm going to use this wallpaper, and I download this from Google, and I also give this in the description link, so you will get this image from there. So first we drag this image to our composition. So just click on that and drag it to our composition here, and first we make it 3D. Okay, and then we press P to bring the position value, and just increase the Z position like this, and also we press Shift S to bring the scale value here and increase the scale. Okay, like this. Okay, position it as you want. So but our environment look different than our sky image here. So for this we're going to use this image as a environment map for element 3D world. So how we do this? So first we select the element layer here, and go to the custom layers, and go to the custom texture map, and go to the layer number 1, select this space image here, and then we go to the scene setup again, and here we go to the environment and click on this drop down menu here and select the space image here. Okay, and you can see our image is placed as environment. If we switch on the environment switch here, you can see this is look something like this. Okay, so now we go to our plane layer here, because our plane layer doesn't have any reflectivity mode on. So we select our plane layer here and go to the reflectivity option here and change the reflectivity mode to mirror surface. In this way it can reflect any object above on it. Okay, so now we hit OK, and you can see our surface reflect the pillars as well as this triangle shape here. Okay, so this look nice. So now we see the hard edges at the horizon, so we have to do some work here to match this. So first we go to our space image here and we duplicate this. Okay, so now we apply effect, color correction, tint effect on the above surface, above sky image here, and we also change the both color to white like this, and we decrease the amount something like this, maybe 65. Okay, and then we choose this rectangle mask tool here and make a mask here. Okay, so now if we go to mask properties here and go to the mask feather, and if we uncheck this option here and we just increase the Y feather option here, it looks something like this. Okay, okay, so you can see it's make a nice gradient for our sky image here. And if you just select the above sky image here and select the mask tool here like this and double click on this, and you can decrease the feather from here. Okay, And again we duplicate our space image one more time. Just Ctrl D to duplicate this, and on this layer we're going to apply fractal noise. So go to the effect, noise and grain, and use the fractal noise here. Okay, so it look weird kind, so we have to fix this. So first we go to the fractal type to dynamic progressive, and then we invert this. Okay, and then we also go to the transform and increase the scale little bit. Okay, and then we toggle this switch here, and we change the blending mode to screen, or you can change the blending mode to add also, but screen look nice here. Or maybe you can lighten this, maybe we can use the screen. Okay, and you can also increase the contrast and decrease the brightness. And also we go to the effect, color correction curve, and we increase the contrast little bit and decrease the red color here and increase the blue little bit, or also increase the green. Okay, so you can see some organic look here, but this is static, but we want some movement here. So here is a thing that is the evolution, and if you change it you can see some movement here. You can do the animation only by just make some keyframe here, but we can also do some expression here. So just press Alt and click on this evolution here and type time times 100, and it can animate over time without any keyframe. Okay, but we have to move the evolution very subtle, so this look amazing. So now we go to the element layer again, go to the render option and go to the fog, and first we pick a color from here and then we enable the fog. Okay, and maybe we increase the fog opacity and increase the fog distance, and also increase the fog range like this. Okay, so this look amazing. So maybe we increase the tint amount for this layer here, so match the background with the fog color. Okay, so and again we go to the element layer and increase the fog opacity and also increase the fog range. Okay, so this look right for now. Okay, so now again we go to the element layer and go to the group number 1, and you can see that this triangle shape is little closer, so we can increase the jet position value, and also we can make it, place it here, and you can also increase the scale if you want, or something like this. Okay, and one thing you also do that if you go to the group number 3, and there is the rotation, and if you rotate it like this and also increase the Z scale shape and also increase the Y position, and again we increase the scale only if we increase the Y scale value here like this. Okay, so this look right. Okay, and now we put some light in our scene. So we have to put the light in the same place of this triangle shape here. So one thing we have to do, that we have to define this position first. Okay, so there is a technique how we know the position. So go to the utilities and select this 2D position and select this triangle and generate. Okay, so it will make a null object that holds this position here. So now we go to the layer, create a new light, and parallel light look nice, and now hit OK. And then we select the parallel light and press P to bring the position value, and then go to the element position number 1 and press P as well, and select this position values and copy this, and then we just paste it here. Okay, like this. And if you want, you can move it little up, and we can delete this element position for now. But you can see that our sky is disappear because our sky layer is 3D and it interact with the light. So we have to select this sky image and press AA, and here is the option called accept light. Just turn it off and do the same for the rest, and also do for this. Okay, so now we do the fun part, that is the shadow and the ambient occlusion. So go to the element layer again and go to the render setting. First we go to the shadow and just enable this. Nothing happened because we select the shadow mapping here, but we change this to red rest. Okay, so you can see the shadow here. But one thing you also notice, that the shadow of this triangle shape, but this is kind of weird, that this object casts the light, so it is impossible to make the shadow for the same object that casts the light as well. So we have to do one thing, that first we go to the scene setup, and then we go to this triangle shape here. First we select this cylinder and go to the settings, or maybe first we select this material setup and go to the settings, and there is a option called cast shadow. We just uncheck this. Okay, and do the same for this shape also. So just disable this cast shadow switch here, and now hit OK. You can see the shadow of this triangle shape is disappear, and now it look normal. Okay, so everything here casting their shadow, but not the triangle is here. Okay, and again we also go to the ambient occlusion switch here and just enable this. Okay, and it can make a nice contact shadow, and if you increase the amount intensity, you can see this nice looking ambient occlusion here. And you can do one thing, that go to the ambient occlusion quality preset, and if you have a very high quality PC or PC, you can change it to ultra, but remember that it renders slower the render. So in compositing time we make it as medium here. Okay, so now we change, if we change this resolution to full here, you can see this look amazing. Okay, but one thing you have noticed, that our normal map is not work properly, because as you can see the bevel part is looks something is down from the surface. So one thing we have to do, that go to the scene setup first and go to the plane, and if you see that yes, it not look natural, so go to its material setup and go to the normal bump map, and there is an option called invert Y. Okay, so if we just check this box, you can see this look nice, because this reflection also not look right in the default settings, but if we change this, you can see the reflection look nice for now. And now hit OK, and then we press OK here, and now it look right, and you can also get the reflection of the triangle also. If we come over here, and you can see the reflection of the triangle. Here is the reflection. So you can do one thing, that you can increase the scale. See, the reflection is look nice. Okay, so now this is the basic setup for our scene. So now we import the OBJ sequence. So for this we go into the scene setup. So in order to make a OBJ sequence for a element 3D, I use Mixamo for this, and I also made a full length tutorial on how to make a Mixamo rigging inside element 3D. You can check this tutorial here, and I also give this link, tutorial link in the description, so you will get it from there, and you will know that how to make any model in Adobe Fuse and then put it into Mixamo and rig them and make the OBJ sequence for compatible for element 3D. So for this I'm not going to show you how I make the OBJ sequence. I just import this OBJ sequence. So first you go to the file and import, and go to the 3D sequence and find your OBJ sequence, and only you have to do one thing, that only select the first OBJ model here and make it open. And if you do everything right, the texture also import with the model here. Okay, so first we drag this model out from this group and place it to group number 2. Okay, you can see this looks something like this, and if you scrub to the frame, you can see it moving. Okay, so this look nice for now. Okay, and it's placed in the group number 2. So now hit OK. So you can see our OBJ sequence is successfully imported in our element 3D world. So now we do the adjustment for our OBJ sequence. So again we change this resolution to half, and then we go to the group number 2. First we create a null object for our OBJ sequence model, and then we press S to increase the scale, and you can see it makes a nice shadow for our sequence as well. Okay, and you can see some of our pillar is above from the plane. So go to the element layer and go to the group number 3, and also increase the Y position. Okay, and then we again go to the group 2 null object here and press P and change the position, and you can see that our OBJ sequence is faced toward us. Okay, so we have to rotate it as well. So press, after selecting the group null here, and press R and change the Y rotation only to 180 degree. Okay, so now it faces towards this triangle shape here. And now we press P again and make a keyframe here and go to maybe 10 seconds or so, or maybe 15 seconds, and press N to end this composition area and trim this area as well, and just animate the keyframe. Okay, so if you go to the element layer and first we change the render mode to draft, and if you see, if we make a quick ramp preview here, so press 0 and this look little bit right. Maybe we can increase the position. Maybe our model animate too fast, so we decrease this. Now it look something right. Okay, so again we go to the element layer and back to our full render mode here, and this also rendered nicely. Okay, so if we go to the full resolution again, this look nice. Okay, and maybe our texture tiling is little too much, so we again go to the element layer and go to the scene setup and select this plane model here and go to the UV mapping. Maybe we decrease it to 20 by 20. So now you can see the reflection, also nice. Okay, so this look something like this. Okay, so now we select the element layer and duplicate it, and this upper element layer is only for the illumination part only. So first we select this element layer and go to the output and go to the illumination. If we increase it, you can see the increasing the illumination of this triangle. And again we go to the upper element layer and go at the bottom and at the output, and we change this composition show mode to illumination. So this look something like this, and if we make it to half res here, and again we go to the effect and use some glow on it. So I'm using the optical glow for this, and maybe we decrease the glow amount, increase the glow size, and you can choose any coloration from here you want, and now hit OK. And then we change this blending mode to add. Okay, so now you can see this look really amazing. And if you go to this full resolution here, or maybe we can decrease the glow amount little bit down. Wow. And as you can also see, some pillars is above from the plane. You can down the pillar as well, but everything, once you make another copy of element, you have to remember that any change you made for your bottom element layer, you have to do the same for the upper element layer as well. So here we change the Y position, so we just copy this Y position value here and go to the upper element layer and go to the group number 3, and we just paste this value here. Okay, so select the camera tool here, and you can see this look amazing. So now we do the camera animation part also. So for this we have to follow this character. So first we select our camera and go to the layer, new, and create a null object, and this will be our camera control. So maybe we name this as cam control, and first we toggle this switch and make this new null object as 3D, and select the camera and link the camera with this null object, and then we also link our camera control to the group number 2. Okay, so in this way you can follow the character without animating the camera, because our camera linked with this null object and this null object linked with our group null object. Okay, so but you can animate the camera as you want, but it still follow this obj sequence, and you can also change the position of the null object to change the position of the camera, but it will still follow the obj sequence model here. So now we do some camera movement. So select the camera and press A to bring the point of interest value. Press Alt and hold this and click on this stopwatch here and type wiggle. Okay, and bracket, first bracket, and inside the bracket we type maybe 10, or maybe we can type 2,40 maybe. So first we go, when you animate your camera, you don't need to see the glow layer, so we can turn it off for now to speed our render, and select the bottom element layer and change this render mode to draft mode, and you can visualize by pressing 0 to make a quick RAM preview here. So as you can see, there are little bit of camera shake here, so if you want you can make a more camera shake by increase this value to maybe 100. So let's see how it look now. Okay, so this look nice. Maybe we change this resolution to half, and then we see. And you can see that in this frame our obj sequence not line up properly, so you can see that it slides on the surface. So we can do one thing, that we can decrease this keyframe, and now if you see that it still slides, so our animation is too fast, so we have to slow this animation. So let's see. Okay, now it going to match the movement, but we still need to slow down our animation. So that look right. And one thing we have to do, that go to the element layer and go to the scene setup, and go to this obj sequence, and we change the end frame from 37 to 36. We have to decrease one frame because the last frame is not moving, so we have to change this to 36, and now hit OK. And now if you see, now it look correct, or maybe you can slow down the animation a little bit more. Okay, so now it look nice, maybe a little bit more. Okay, so this look right. So again we do another camera movement. So we select our camera and press R to bring the rotation value and make a little bit shake of the Z rotation value of the camera, but it will be very little bit, not much. So press and hold Alt and click on this stopwatch here and type wiggle and brackets, and inside the bracket maybe we put 0.5, 10. Let's see how it looks. Maybe it is too much, so we have to decrease this to 5. So let's see. Okay, this look nice. Maybe we can change this to 1. Okay, this look right. Or maybe we can place our camera a little bit up here, so this look right. And if you think that your character is too close to this triangle shape, you can change the entire position of your character here by selecting this group null object and select this position value and make a keyframe here anywhere in between the initial and the end keyframe, and then we select all the 3 keyframes and just change the Z position like this. Okay, and then we delete this keyframe and you can see everything looks same, but our character is far away from your triangle. Okay, so this look nice. Okay, so go back to our, but one thing you have noticed that I changed some setting in our bottom element layer, so we have to do the same for our upper element layer. So you can memorize what change you have done in the bottom element part, but sometime we forgot what we changed. So one thing you have to do that, go to the upper element layer and select the element layer and just delete this for now, and go to the bottom part and select the element layer and just copy this, and again go to the upper element layer and paste it. Okay, and place it above the optical glow, and then we collapse all this and go to the output and change this to illumination. Okay, so now we change the render mode to full render and also do the same for the bottom element layer, full render, and turn on the glow element layer. Wow, see, this look amazing. Wow, so maybe we change this to resolution to full, and then we do one thing, that go to the element layer and there is an option called enhance multi-sampling. You can turn it on, but I recommend you, once you finished your all setup, you can turn this on, but before you turn on, save your project first. And then we turn this on and you can see some fixing in the edges. See, if we turn, you can see here, and if we turn this on, it look nice. Okay, and we also change the multi-sampling to maybe 32. Okay, it do some changes here but not much, so maybe we can reset its default values. Okay, but multi-sampling, enhance multi-sampling works more, but we not done here, so we have to turn this off. And one thing you have to do, that if you want, you can turn the depth of field of your camera. So press AA after selecting the camera and turn the depth of field on, and maybe we increase the aperture and increase the focal distance. Just focused on your character here, and once you turn on the depth of field, you can see that our triangle is getting dimmer. So one thing you have to do, that you go to the illumination element layer here, and there is a option inside the render setting. There is an option called the depth of field. Just expand this, and here is the option called pixel blur. I mean depth of field mode. It default set is pixel blur. You can change it to multi-pass, but remember that it slow down your render. So if you turn this on, you will change here. So it will take little time. Okay, so you can see it glow nicer. You can see here, if we change it to pixel blur, fade, change it to multi-pass, look great. Okay, so but we have to change it to pixel blur. So this look amazing, and we done all here, and then we can turn on the motion blur for this. So if you go to the render setting, you can turn on the motion blur. You can get a nice motion blur here depending on the speed. If you animation speed is high, you can get a more motion blur here, and if you turn on the motion blur for the bottom element layer, you can do the same for the above element layer as well. So go to the render setting and go to the motion blur, turn it on, and you can turn the motion blur for your space image as well. So here from you can turn this on. Okay, so our scene is ready, but we have to do some color correction here. But one thing I have to say, that if you render this, it will take much time to render, because this glow element layer is very heavy. So I have to say that you do one thing, that you can render it in different passes. So once you have to do one thing, that first we select this element layer, that is the glow element layer only, and we can render it separately, and then we do the render for the rest of the element layer. Okay, so it will fast the render as well. And once you do the rendering in passes, you have a control in individual layers, that you can see that we can't turn this on the depth of field mode to motion multipass, because it will very slow down our render. But if you separately render your glow element layer, you can boost it by other effect, so it also do the same job but without changing this depth of field mode. Okay, so I am not going to render this again, because I already render my actual full scene here. So I am show you how you set up the glow layer and the without the glow layer in all together. So you will have the idea, and you can do this for your own. Okay, so this is the entire scene that we build, and after render I will show you the color correction. So I have already rendered all the passes, so I show you how we set up this. Okay, so here is the glow pass that I have rendered separately, and here is the normal pass that without the glow. Okay, So once you render your element layer without the glow, it looks something like this, and the glow layer, it looks something like this. Okay, so now if we change the transform mode of this glow pass to add, this look right, and it also take very less time to render. So this technique is good for if you have low end PC like me, you can do this technique, or if your PC is high enough to handle the all layers in a single render, you can do this, but this really decrease the render time very much. And once you have this separate glow layer, you can do changes to this glow layer separately. So maybe you can change the glow amount. So maybe we can change the glow amount from here without affecting the norm, with affecting this layer. We only change the glow to this highlighted area only. So this is a advantage in this technique. Okay, you can change the color if you want. Okay, so you can do this, and you can do one thing as well, that you can do some heat distortion on this only, not the bottom layer, that is on this layer. So we use the VIDEOCOPILOT heat distortion plugin for this. So select only the glow pass and apply this heat distortion on this, and we can decrease the distortion amount to maybe 2 and change it to fire and smoke, and maybe we decrease the heat amount and decrease the noise scale, so you can get a nice distortion in your glow areas. Okay, so this is also an advantage for this technique. If you render your entire scene in different passes, you can do this as well. Okay, so now do some color correction for our scene. So go to the layer, new adjustment layer. Maybe we can go to the color correction. First we select the tint, and then again we go to the color correction and curve. Maybe we decrease you can set it as black and white. I mean, look at this look classy, but we need some color here. So first we decrease this, and maybe we increase the contrast little bit here, and decrease the red amount, increase the blue maybe little bit. Wow, this look amazing. And maybe we can go to the layer, new adjustment layer again, and then we maybe use some third-party plugin for color correction. So maybe we use the look effect here and go to the edit, and maybe use some presets here. You can use anything you want. So for this look amazing, and maybe we can apply another effect on this. So maybe we use this diffuse effect, and maybe we increase the size of this and hit OK. So this look amazing. Okay, and again we create a new adjustment layer, and go to the effect and go to the blur and sharpening, and increase the sharpness little bit. So you'll get crispy edges here. Okay, so this look amazing. So this is how you can do this scene. So let's see into our actual composition. And if you want to make it another camera position, you can do this as well. So go to the layer, new, and create a new camera here and hit OK. So initially it looks something like this, but not panic, because we just apply a new camera, so our scene is reset here. So first we change the resolution to 3rd and uncheck the glow layer here and go to the element layer and change this resolution mode to draft and select the camera tool here, and maybe we place our camera here a little bit here, and then we select our element layer again and change this to full render. You can see a nice reflection of this, and if you turn our illumination element layer again, you can get a nice reflection of this triangle shape here. Okay, maybe turn this off for now. And select our camera and press AA and increase the zoom. Like this, and turn the depth of field on and increase the aperture. Decrease the focus distance here. Maybe we decrease the aperture a little bit, and you can get a nice depth of field scene. And every time you do something like this, this kind of macro shot, it always look amazing. So maybe we change this to full render here, and if you turn this glow layer, you will see, wow, see the glow look amazing. And if you go to the element layer, bottom element layer again, and if you go to the output and turn the enhance multi-sampling, wow, this also make some changes. Okay, so now you can also do some camera movement here, and once you happy with your camera movement, you can render this separately, and then you can add with your previous camera movement with this second camera movement as well. So this is how you can make another scene here, and this look totally different. Okay, so and if you want another movement, you can do this also. So go to the layer, new camera, and again another camera, again do the same, disable this, and this also go to the bottom element layer and just change this to draft mode here. Go to the camera number 3 and find the character here, here is the character, and maybe we start from here, and also again we create a new null object for the camera number 3, name change this to cam control number 3 and change it to 3D. So now we link our camera and also link with this. Okay, so first we make a keyframe here, keyframe here, and then go over 10 seconds or so and make another keyframe that we move our camera and way past to our characters, something like this. Okay, so now you can see, or maybe in here we make a keyframe here and select all the keyframes and move it little down here. Okay, and then we just delete this keyframe, and in this way we can move all the keyframe. Okay, so make a little quick RAM preview here, so press N and press 0. Okay, so this look amazing. And if you go to your element layer, after once you happy with your animation, change this to full render again, and the depth motion blur look nice here, and turn on this glow layer as well, and you can render it out or you can render it in different passes. So this is how it looks. So I hope you get all the ideas that how I create this scene, and I hope you will like this. So this is it, and this is for today. So I hope you learn a lot of things from this, and if you like these videos, please check my other videos, and if you like those videos, please do subscribe this channel. So I am Amit, and we will see in the next video. So till then, take care and bye bye.